Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking it out. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Our next guest is an entrepreneur, author, and poet, and he joins us to speak about his hip hop inspired spoken word album. It's called Omar, Man of Words, and how he seeks to inspire transformation in the minds of his listeners. Please welcome to the show, Omar. So you've been doing this for some time. I think you said you started this at age 11.
Yes, I first began writing poetry in my notebook when I was 11 years old. And if I had to make an analogy, it's similar to if you've ever had a childhood love, someone that, for whatever reason, the relationship between the two of you would never work out at the time. But perhaps later on in life, you meet that person again and you find that you still love them the same way that you did in the beginning. So you make up your mind and decide that, okay, well, if after all this time, after all the ups and the downs and the wins and the losses, I still am in love with this person, then I should give it a shot. And so I've never experienced that for a physical human being, but I have for the craft of poetry, for the craft of music.
Yeah.
And it's always been my aspiration to be a man of words, to use words to inspire people, to transform the minds of people, to tell deep stories, and to thrill people with the mastery of language.
So you're a man of many words. Now, you said you had the love for it, and then did you fall out of it and then come back to it and find out that this is what you wanted to do for life?
Well, yes, because this is Bronx Net. We're in the Bronx. Go out on Grand Concourse, go out on Hunts Point, go out on Tremont, go out on White Plains Road and tell somebody when you're 16 years old that you want to be the greatest poet in the world, that you want to
Yeah.
be an independent boss. What would be the response? What would your mother say to you if you told her that? What would your grandmother say to you if you told them that? People would
Yeah.
look at you like you were crazy. And so when you have an aspiration in your mind that the community around you is not equipped or prepared to support you in, or you don't have the resources to turn the vision in your mind into a reality, it is something that's discouraging, and it makes it a more uphill battle to bring to fruition that dream or that goal that you're chasing. But the simple fact of the matter is that my drive has withstood the test of time.
Yeah. We had a young lady on just before you. Her name was Georgia. And I guess she was talking a little bit about that too. Stuff that stays in your mind and stuff that you set your goals for, and things that you say that helps to inspire and motivate you. Like if you say, hey, uh, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. So you said you can, and you're doing it. And, there was a time where I used to put the youngsters on the radio, and they used to tell 3.5 to 4 million people on WBLS what they wanted to do. And 9 times out of 10, they would follow that dream, because years later, people would come up to me and say, hey, Bob, remember I got on the radio and I said I wanted to do this? Well, I'm doing it. I'm on Wall Street. I'm doing this and that and that. So you are following your dream. And I think that's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely. I think it starts with having a vision of who you want to be, what kind of life that you would like to have. The second step after that is accepting it as a possibility. It's possible for you to become that. It's possible for you to achieve that. And then the third step after that is assuming the responsibility for the steps that are needed to,
Absolutely. Yeah.
to make it happen.
So what are some of the things that you had to do in order to accomplish your goal of creating this wonderful album that you have out now, Omar?
Well, I looked to my left, I looked to my right. I didn't see a publisher. I didn't see a record label. So I had to be the artist. I had to write the lyrics. I had to draft a team of people to work with me, a sound engineer, a producer. And then I also had to take off my artist hat and put on a Master P, P. Diddy, Jay-Z business hat.
Be the businessman. Yeah.
Exactly. How do I build the enterprise around these words? Because the talent of music, the talent of poetry is something that is worth millions of dollars to people. So I look at it not as a popularity contest, but as building a business. And there are no rules really to winning a popularity contest, but there are rules to building a business. And I follow those rules. So my goal is to impact people. I'm making a very specific kind. There are no hooks. There are no choruses. There's not really trap beats and drums in my music. It's just powerful words and beautiful music and relatable, deep subject matter. And my proposition is that if I make a deep impact in the mind of the listener, then they'll repay me by streaming my music, by buying my books that are attached to the music and wearing my merchandise as well.
You are good at spoken word and putting all these words together on an album. Can you give us a quick excerpt of what's in the album?
What if I told you that one night I saw lights? What if that night I made a wish, took a vow, whispered this promise that if I see stars all my life people told me didn't exist? What if I found out for myself what else is out there outside of this inner city? I had a vision, a mindset for success and a list of aspirations. Barack Obama wrote me a letter saying, remember the founding promise of this nation. If you reach for your highest goals in the process, you will inspire other people to do the same. Though right now it seems impossible to win, you can face the odds if David faced off against Goliath, a giant twice his size. Right then I decided if all men are made of the same carbon, if my grandmother came to this country without a mother or a father and she didn't quit, no matter how much mud she had to shovel, if I could do things differently, what's never been done in the history of this family. Yes, if I can get rich off of business, like Phil Knight built Nike, Microsoft, Bill Gates, if Jobs and Wozniak did it from a basement, if Malcolm X did it after being in prison, Nelson Mandela made it, if Viktor Frankl survived a concentration camp, then certainly I can do it like hip hop did it. If rappers make millions off words, then this craft is my passport to explore the planet. If I give it my best, take action, and map out a plan.
Kaboom! Guess who stepped in the room? Omar. Cool.
Yeah, I
cool.
was inspired by the Rudyard Kipling poem, If. So the concept behind it is, look at your life with an optimism. What if I could be that? What if I was to make $1 million, what would be the steps? Let me just map it out.
Uh-huh.
If I was to build a successful business, what would that look like? If I was to live the life of my dreams, what would that look like? And now let me lay out the steps and let me build up the courage to take those steps. I may not have all the resources at the time, but I project myself into the future and then work backwards from there.
Yeah. But when you're rolling in something, you may not have all the resources in the beginning.
It's a material.
But being in it, you will acquire the knowledge and the know-how. Well, the same thing. You're going to acquire all the things that you need to help you every step of the way.
Yes,
that's just the way it is, because you're in it, you're doing it.
And
somebody once said, if you want to be successful, get the knowledge of what to do, what to say, how to be. And it seems like you're rolling in that.
Wealth is a state of mind first. If you take the richest man in the world, you can't tell merely by looking at him that he's wealthy. It's what's in between his ears that has made him wealthy. It's his reputation with other people. It's the skills, it's the knowledge, it's the habits, it's the patterns of behavior that translate into, it's not what you wear, it's not what's on you, it's what's in you. And then when you take what's in you and then you go through the process of transforming it into a product or a service that other people can consume and then reciprocate back to you a monetary value, that's how you turn the skills and habits and knowledge that's inside of your ear into ones and zeros.
You have the book and the album. When are they coming out?
Okay, so the book is available now. My thought process was to release the book first as a way of differentiating myself from the typical person that releases music. I don't want to be seen as a rapper because there are a million rappers. So my goal is to be a one of one, to be in a category by myself And as far as branding is concerned, branding is about pronouncing your differences, emphasizing what makes you separate and apart from everybody else that is trying to get the attention of people. And so
Yeah.
that was my goal. And the album is going to be available on all streaming platforms. That means iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, and all of the rest on January 22nd. And I'll have a smart URL that I'll be posting on my social media, my website, and sending out through email to my constituents.
Woohoo! There you go. Omar, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
And good luck with everything that you're doing, and may God continue to bless you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Omar, man of words, we appreciate you. We're going to take a break. I've got more open on the way. In fact, Bobby C has the latest in the world of sports next.